Hey everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about why you should ignore unconstructive criticism. See, when you get down to it, unconstructive criticism is basically just people projecting their insecurities onto you. That's all it is. Because if they weren't insecure about themselves, they wouldn't be criticizing you in that unconstructive way. Unconstructive criticism is basically where somebody is just talking shit about you, really, is what it gets down to, where they're criticizing you without actually giving you a reason or a way to work on your faults or anything like that. They're basically just attacking you for no reason. And that's usually due to their own insecurities. So you should never listen to it. Just set it aside. When people are basically talking shit about you, just ignore them. Realize that it has nothing to do with you and pretty much everything to do with them. Because if they were kind people, if they were good people, if they were secure in themselves, they wouldn't be talking about you like that. Do you see what I mean? I mean, good people just simply don't do that. They don't talk poorly about others in that way, and most of them won't even talk poorly about other people behind their backs at all. So when people are doing that about you, there usually is a reason, and it's usually because they're jealous of you or there's something about you that they're envious of. They wish maybe they had a life like you, maybe they wish they were as confident as you, maybe they wish they had your intelligence, whatever it may be. There's always a reason, and people will just attack you because they don't like how you make them feel insecure about themselves. So they basically attribute you with feelings of insecurity, and to make themselves feel better, they have to attack you and basically try to step on you to feel good. So that is why you should never listen to unconstructive criticism. Now, constructive criticism, on the other hand, definitely take that into account because that's actually beneficial. That's where somebody isn't attacking you directly. They're just saying that, hey, maybe you could do this one thing better, and here's what I believe you could do better, so maybe try this. They're going to tell you something that you could improve on rather than just shitting on you like unconstructive criticism. So definitely listen to people who are trying to give you advice in that way, who are criticizing you constructively. I would almost say you could call it positive and negative criticism in a way where the negative criticism is where they're just completely talking crap without giving you anything positive that you can work on, whereas positive criticism, of course, is what you would think. It's actually helping you. It's beneficial because constructive criticism is beneficial. That's why it's called constructive. It actually helps you become a better person so you can succeed and create a better future for yourself. So never listen to unconstructive criticism. It's just simply worthless. It has no value. It says way more about the person who's throwing it on you than it does about you. So just set it off to the side and start valuing your own opinion of yourself more than the opinions other people have of you, because you're the only person in the world who truly knows you. These people don't know you. And I should throw in a caveat there that maybe you actually don't know yourself, so please take the time to know yourself. Otherwise, it's so much easier for people to attack you and for you to believe them because you don't know yourself enough to say, hey, they're wrong on that. That's not true. That's not me. That's just them projecting themselves onto me. So definitely take the time to get to know yourself because it acts as a sort of shield from people who just talk poorly about you or who try to attack you in those ways. You're simply not going to listen to them when you know yourself. So take the time to do that. And it makes it so much easier for you to just ignore unconstructive criticism. I mean, ever since I started doing these videos, I've had to deal with a lot more of that. Not as much as I thought I would get, especially on certain videos where I talk about more controversial topics. But for now, there's not a lot of it. And even when it does arise, I try to remind myself as much as possible that this has everything to do with the commenter than it does me. Because especially when the vast majority of the time people actually like what I'm doing and they give me good feedback. So I would hope I'm doing something right. Otherwise, yeah, I'm sure most of the comments would actually be negative. So when you get unconstructive criticism from a few people, just realize that it's not reflective of you. It really isn't. And If you haven't gotten to a place where you know yourself well enough to just reject everything they say, then at least try to analyze how the vast majority of people treat you. And if you can tell that most people like you and most people treat you well and they respect you and look up to you, then hey, don't listen to those few negative people because their opinions are outliers. Everybody else likes you. So focus on that instead, because that's way more indicative of your reality, your state compared to other people, and the fact that most people like you. So pay attention way more to that. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, so just don't listen to unconstructive criticism. Listen to your own opinion of yourself and constructive criticism from other people when they actually give it to you. But beyond that, just ignore all that noise and drown it out and focus on yourself. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!